Hello, listeners. This is Keith, the voice of Kabal, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Die by the Sword podcast. Before we get into this episode, I want to give a big shout out to the guys over at Midnight Syndicate. You can check out their music over at midnightsyndicate.com. And we'd also like to thank Sword Coast Soundscapes for the wonderful ambient sound you hear throughout our podcast. You can check them out at www.youtube.com/Sword Coast Soundscapes. Also, check out our website at diebytheswordpodcast.com and get connected with the community by following us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Contact us at diebytheswordpodcast@gmail.com. And don't forget to leave a great review wherever you listen to us. And now, let's get into this week's episode. This is the closest to real life we've ever gotten together, is seeing the bigger pictures of each other.
Very true.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you guys drinking tonight?
Tonight
is cleverly
I've got...
concealed.
What's in it?
Oh,
Yeah, what's concealed?
That's a big reveal.
Mashed potatoes in a can.
Love Street.
Ooh,
That's
that's a good
Street.
one.
I like Love Street. Tonight I am doing Austin East Ciders.
Ooh.
The blood orange cider.
I'm starting with whiskey. I always start with whiskey.
Ooh,
Yeah.
cool.
What kind are you drinking tonight? Maker's?
Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
I'm doing unsweet tea. Actually, it's sweet tea with Splenda, though. Lots of Splenda.
Uh-oh. No, not alcoholic tonight, huh?
No, I did that last night.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's why I didn't last night, so I could save up for tonight.
right.
I was like, I'm going to go with the little Old Forester, baby.
Nice.
Hey.
I need to get more whiskey. I'm currently out of whiskey.
I did that peanut butter whiskey last night.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
It's
Yeah, we'll need
to.
We're going to need to re-up on that so that when we do the live episode.
Yeah, we can have the peanut butter whiskey for that.
You can have it. You can take it with you. I don't want it.
I've got some cinnamon horchata that'll go great with that, and I want to try some.
Ooh.
Oh, that would be good.
Peanut
I was
butter
saying, because
whiskey
we
and
got to play
cinnamon
some sort of
horchata.
drinking game while we do it. So what are you going to shoot when we're playing, Phillip?
I mean, regular whiskey.
Are you just going to shoot regular whiskey? I mean, that's respectable.
You won't have
yes.
to drive. You'll be good. The rest
That's
of us
true. I will be doing regular whiskey because that's really all I drink, except for gin. But I don't shoot gin. I use that to mix stuff. Gin and tonic,
Your gin and
listeners?
juice.
gin and juice.
When you lay back with your mind on your money and your money on your mind.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. So technically, there are 7 of us here. Just so everyone knows, Duke and Dixie are here. They're just too low to get on the camera.
I would say help them up
usually-
here.
I got little dogs. It's hard to do.
Yeah.
See, it's a treat because usually they get edited out. Usually.
Sometimes
Not
it's
always.
hard.
When we can.
They have, we have used their audio for some of the werewolf sounds in the past.
Yes.
Mhm.
Hold on. I think Dixie wants to come up and say hi. Come here. No, come here, Duke. Come here.
Come here, you little potato.
This is one. This is Dixie.
There she is.
Oh,
Hi, Dixie.
She says hi. She's
Loudmouth corgi.
She's the louder one. Yes. Let me get the silent one. Hold on. He's bigger.
I want to meet her in person too.
And this is Duke.
Hi, Duke.
How you doing?
He's camera shy.
He's, very
Yeah,
camera-
he's like,
camera's over this way.
Look at his eyes.
He wants to put on a hat.
He's like, I've been into the catnip. What's going on? All right. Thank you, boy. It's good for you.
Yeah, mine are probably laying outside the door.
I've got one laying at my feet, but she's a little hard to pick up. She's a little bigger than
than those two.
Yes.
So, yeah, for the first time in doing this podcast, we've actually got some video going too.
Yes, we do. I've got a question though.
Uh-huh.
Usually we can edit out the silence. How do you do that when we're all on video?
So hopefully there won't be a lot of silence.
You embrace it. You enjoy the silence.
Enjoy the silence.
Enjoy my dogs.
No, but,
Sorry, guys.
What about when I have to go potty?
Oh, we'll just put it in a little intermission. Let's all go to the lobby.
I want to be the
Or
popcorn.
you're gonna have to get a cardboard cutout of yourself.
Yeah.
Switch them out.
Put that in there.
I
Slowly
finally have
slide
a
it in
use
front of you
for
and
it.
leave.
Oh, I think I have one. Hold on. We'll use that.
There you go. I've got pictures all around me, but they're all old pictures.
Put the forever plaid thing in
Right.
front of the camera.
Just right here. I was
Yeah,
taking it
there we
off
go.
the wall first, but that would be me without the beard.
So yeah, should we tell the listeners what we're doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Good.
So last episode we concluded book 3. And so for this episode, we thought we would do a fun little retrospective type episode talking about all of book 3 and give these guys a chance to, talk about what they thought about book 3 and ask questions about book 3. I've even got a couple of listener questions to ask you guys too.
Nice. So my very first question is, how many times did you hit your head on the table after we stopped recording? Because we just didn't get it, or the answer was right in front of us.
Let's see. So book 3
That
was
was
what?
definitely my question too, because listening while I was editing, when I started editing, I was like, huh, yeah, we're stupid.
Done that. Yes.
Yeah. So I want to say book 3 was like 30 something, almost 40 episodes. So I'd probably say like 30 something, almost 40 times.
We are so observant. I
That's
tell you,
fair.
it's amazing.
There's several times where I feed you almost too much information because I'm afraid you're not going to pick it up otherwise.
Mm. And then do we focus on the wrong thing still and then
Yes.
chase our tails for a while?
Yes.
What was the biggest dead end that we followed? That
Oh, let me guess. Let's all guess, because I think I've got mine where I'm like, it was trying to find the ghost thing. I can't remember what it's called now, but where we were interrogating a million different people, and I was like, wow, that took us a lot longer than it probably should have.
Oh, at the
Especially when we went all the
cabin.
way
Cabin?
up.
Yeah, at the
Yes.
lodge, yeah.
yeah.
Lodge, yeah.
And we're stabbing people with arrows and
Dude, I was getting in that episode. I was getting so upset because I was like, "What are we doing? What is happening?" So I was just like, "I'm gonna start stabbing people. Like we've got to figure out what's happening."
Gotta
We're gonna
speed
find this darn
up.
werewolf.
I mean that one wasn't actually too bad because like the whole point of that section was to make you feel like you should know what's going on, but you can't figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Then
Well, we
nailed
definitely
it
got
then.
that.
Yeah, we crushed it. What do y'all think was the part where he was probably smacking his head the most? Or do y'all have any guesses?
I was gonna say that was kind of mine, or it was the trying to get into the library and like sneak around and find the book stuff. And like I know we were like talking for like half an episode on how we were gonna do this and all of this stuff, and it like we had this plan, and I think if I remember right, like the plan, like we didn't even need to do that. Like it was so easy, and like I was like, I'm gonna cast invisibility, and he's gonna go do this, and then like all we had to do was just one person hang back, and the other people walk out.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
And y'all had the whole plan of breaking into the library when all you had to do was ask him for access, and he would grant you
Yeah.
access.
Can we
Sure.
go there?
So then what was it then?
I'm trying to think back because there's so many so many times.
It's like, 'cause you guys are so dumb.
I don't know what.
When Diego decides to try and punch out a spider, it's like, whoa, bad idea.
Well, there was that. I really did not expect that spider to be as detrimental to you guys as it was. It's always interesting with the combats. Like the ones I think you'll fly through are the ones that you like almost die in, and then the ones that I'm like, okay, someone's gonna die in this combat. You like fly through and have no problems. Except for Arenvrud. I knew somebody would die in that combat.
Well,
I mean, you had that spell.
I was gonna say the dude had a spell called death.
I mean, his whole thing's he likes dead people. So
yeah.
But yeah, that one. Just looking at his spell list, I was like, yeah, I really have a feeling that someone's gonna die with that one. And then I was really worried about Kabal and Dwarfy mostly with the Adamaris Ianaku fight.
Oh, because he targets the clerics.
He does.
Well, I mean, you were right to do so because that's where Dwarfy left us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we should have put up before this. We should have put up our in memoriam slide.
Oh yeah.
For those we've lost along the way.
Oh no!
Well,
I hate to say this.
Yeah, Zenobia.
There were so many times that I got down to really low hit points. So I'm just saying, it was close many times.
I was definitely almost on that in memoriam several times. Like, ah.
I was not. I never died. Died. This whole time, and at the very last fight, I dropped dead.
Yeah,
one spell, boom, gone.
Yeah.
I thought I was buffing myself real well with like the mirror image and the spell, the magic that I imbued to all of you, and then all it takes is one failed save, and you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pushing daisies.
I mean, that's a crazy powerful spell.
Did we discuss the DC of that save?
I don't know if we did on air or not.
I don't think we did.
Oh yeah.
But for Arenvrud, that was a level 6 spell. So the DC to save was 21.
Yeah.
I'm glad I was far enough back. I didn't have to roll for that.
Benefits of a ranged fighter.
Right.
I was not.
The fun little peek behind the curtain is the Hero card readings that you all got with, Kabal's premonition that he got. I just made that shit up. I didn't know that was actually going to happen.
That worked well.
It's like I was predicting my own.
Were you predicting, or were you guiding us to it? Just wrangling us toward it.
I knew,
well, yeah, that's the job of a DM is to.
I knew that you guys would be fighting that army of the undead because that's in the book. I may have enhanced that encounter a bit, but yeah, I knew you would be fighting that, and so I wanted that premonition to basically lead to that, but it played out in a different scenario of Kabal being the only one alive.
Yeah, because that, like you were talking about earlier, that fight was super easy. Like we killed the mages really, really quick, and then we're like, we just got to kill all these skeletons.
Yep. It's like those raids where you just go kill the little animals for. Right.
Yeah, just go get 1,000 rabbit pelts.
Right.
So one thing I was curious about is when Xo'bere and Kabal went off on their own in the town, and we were hoping to interrupt some sort of whatever it was, and I went back to get everybody, and Kabal stays there. Did we actually do anything interrupting, or was it we really didn't have any effect on anything?
Didn't really have any effect on it. Basically, the ritual had already been cast by the time you got there. That was the Minodoran Festrogs that they were trying to raise
Yeah.
with those. So, and essentially, you had walked up right as they were finishing the ritual, so attacking them didn't really stop anything. It was an interesting plan.
I mean,
plan
well,
technically
we know we're badass.
Yeah.
And it's I'm figuring y'all didn't quite realize how far away from everybody else y'all were with the whole, okay, we'll attack them and then Xo'bere will run back and get everybody else. So basically left Kabal there by himself fighting all of them for several rounds.
But he's a ranged fighter. But you did drop pretty low in that fight, didn't you?
I don't remember. All I remember is being very upset that I was alone.
Oops.
Well, because I remember when he was saying, like, you know, Xo'bere's gonna go get him, and he's like, oh, it's not, like, Gary was like, oh, it's not that far.
Yeah,
and then he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go do that, and then I shoot him, and then Gary's like, okay, so it's gonna take you 10 rounds to get back. I was like, you said it's not that far.
It was not 10 rounds.
It felt like it.
I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
I want to say it was like 4 or 5, maybe. But
yeah, it was. But yeah, I was like, what?
I mean, looking at the map, it looks really close, but those squares were, I think, are they 20 or 40 feet instead of just the regular 5-foot squares?
Yeah, 40. I think you're right. Well,
Yeah.
And that too was before Phillip was like, "Oh yeah, I've got this one spell that is free to cast that will let me whisper to you guys over long distances."
It's like, oh,
That is
would
a
be
question
so
that
handy.
I have.
Uh-huh.
Is how many rules lawyers' heads exploded when we got rules just so wrong?
Oh, I'm sure a lot.
Oh, I know.
I am sure there are a lot. 'Cause I know.
I know we made the mistake with haste.
Mhm.
What
We
mistake
made-
did we make with haste?
Like doing it, being able to do, you know, just 2 things willy nilly.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
Because haste gives you that extra attack, but it doesn't give you an extra standard action. So you can't like cast 2 spells with it. But
Oh,
if you,
okay. Yeah.
you already have like
Well-
a melee attack, you can take 2.
No, all my attacks are melee anyway, so that one, no change for me. Or DA.
Yeah.
or even message. Are we even using that right?
I think message was used right. I'd have to go back
Yeah.
and look, but I think that one's fine. I try to rely on you guys to know what your spells do. I know I have.
What's your first mistake?
I always have to go back and verify.
Oops.
But
Always verify. Trust but verify. Some of us didn't read right.
No,
It's
we
like
did not.
I spell monk with a Q.
Monqua.
Monqua.
That's the French monk. Monqua.
Yes, Monqua.
But I know there are several things that we have messed up rules wise, and my whole thing with that is I know there are a lot of players and a lot of games that they're very by the book. All the rules have to be right all the time, and if that's the type of game that you like, then that's great. I'm all about rule of fun, so even if it may not fit perfectly in the rules, but as long as it makes sense in the story or it's just something fun and cool, I'll usually allow it.
Like when we accidentally didn't know about the powder.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that one was that plan. That took Gary and I discussing off air, like
Yeah.
what, because he was about to die.
Yeah, because I was just like, that's it, I'm dead. This is like, you know what? I've got this one powder thing. I was like, if I throw it and then it explodes, and that could save me. So me and Phillip were like, yeah, that's the one. And so we're like
Do it.
getting drunk and FaceTiming each other.
I will say this group is better about using their hero cards to save yourselves than I would say that
Isn't that what they're for?
the other members of the cast were.
As a former member and a current member, I take exception with that until I look at the stack of hero cards that I have over here.
Oh,
That just went to waste because I died.
Yeah, we didn't
Yeah.
get Carrie's hero
Oh.
cards. Oh no.
No,
Well, no.
those are non-transferable, right?
No. The way the hero cards work are they're for the player and not for the character. They're written into the story, so they will transfer over to your new character because they're based on.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, so you can not use them now.
Yeah, because they're based on.
Genny
things that
suddenly
you
has new
did.
powers.
Okay. That's good to know because I thought that it was like, their armor or something. You don't get to put that on your new character. Your new character needs their own set of armor.
I do have a question. And this is actually to everybody in the group. It's like when you were creating your character, what was your inspiration for that?
Ooh, that's a good
I'll
question.
I was gonna say I'll go first because I know mine. I was the last one asked to join the cast, and they're like, "We need a healer," and I was like, "Well, I don't want to be a healer." And he was like, "You could be an inquisitor. It's kind of like you can do some ranged weapon and heal." And I was like, "All right, I'll do that."
I mean, I didn't
Okay,
make
that
you
works.
be a healer. I just suggested that a healer would be good.
He with a lot of winking. You should definitely be a healer
And
or
a couple of
something
nudges.
And
else.
was I wrong?
No, because I saved Xo'bere's life so many times.
That is 100% true.
Either with judgments or with just regular healing. Both were very helpful.
True.
For me, I would say this is the first time I've played actual like a sit down play with friends type thing since I was in high school. So I went back and created sort of my first character that I ever made in high school because I had so much fun with that, or in actually middle school. But I put some extra spins on it, and so that's kind of my inspiration for my guy. I think I brought it up before where his name was Xo'bere, and so I was like, how do I make it sound a little cooler and like I don't know. So I was like, throw some X's in there, an apostrophe, done.
Can't go wrong with throwing an X in a name. It's perfect.
Right?
Works. Well, for my character, this is my first time playing Pathfinder, and so I wanted to do something that I'm familiar with, so that I could try to learn the differences in the game itself. So I took a character I'd played before in D&D, and I kind of made it fit within platform the Pathfinder's build up for it, and then since it was a catfolk, I decided to give it the name of a cat that I was recently introduced to, which is a friend of mine's, Diego. So that is why I have Diego, the cat. And yes, so people who know Diego, the cat, because he is on Instagram, yeah, that's the cat.
Wow.
His name is Diego Meowsington.
Yes.
Meowsington.
Is he flattered by your portrayal?
No,
He
he's
is
actually
not
sued him.
amused. He is not amused.
Very litigious.
Diego is rarely amused.
I was going to say, remember, I think last episode, John was talking about his friends sending him cease and desist letters. It was Diego.
It was Diego.
It was Diego the whole time.
His lawyer's a pit bull.
I mean,
Yeah, I think we've talked about mine. Mine
that's Diego.
was-
Oh, look, there's Diego.
that's a tabby.
That's Morris.
Yes,
See,
that is Diego the
Diego
Meowsington. He
Meowsington.
is a tabby.
But you're not a tabby. You're
No.
like a tuxedo.
No, I'm more of a tuxedo. Yes, I wanted to be different.
Makes sense.
he's the dressed up Diego.
Right. Formal Diego.
Yes.
Formal Diego.
So I think I've talked about my character before. It all stemmed from the original one, Thurskill. I wanted to play. It was a hybrid of two of my favorite things is the Marvel universe. So Thor and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Grew up, loved that show. And it fits with this. It's barbarians fighting each other with magic and weapons and all that. So it was kind of like a merge of those. And then when he died, I just thought, well, just bring his brother into it. Who's his brother? Loki. We'll base it on Loki. But it was more based, like the personality was very much more subdued than the other one because that's how I perceive my personality, very subdued. And I made it a drag queen because I thought that would be funny if I did that.
Yeah, there we go.
And I know you're a huge Drag Race fan too, so
I am. I love that show.
did you have an actual person from Drag Race that you used as inspiration for that side of the character?
Yes, the performer's name is Cameron Michaels. Does a lot of like barbarian, witchy, stuff. That's who it's based off of.
I'm going to have to look that up. I want to see the witchy aspect.
Yeah, and just like the difference between, if you know the performer, like between his boy self and his drag character, it's very different because he's like this muscular dude, like buff, and then turns into a lady.
Yeah, it's one of the better transitions between like boy side to drag side, because it's taking this chiseled, muscular guy to beautiful lady.
Yeah, and it also played a little bit off of the Loki Hela thing. So
the helmet, I could definitely see that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the inspirations I drew from is that whole thing where she just does that thing with her hair or her head and it turns into the antlers. I also wanted a song, like a little stinger in there to mark the transformation, but it was shot down.
Wasn't completely shot down by me.
But it
definitely wasn't by me. That would have been awesome.
Well, I mean, this predates this group, so
yeah,
I'm not blaming. I'm not.
He-Man had
anything.
A song, or
yes,
had
no.
Basically.
That's what I envisioned was the transformation scenes, like He-Man
right.
and She-Ra and Sailor Moon, and just there's always that. Even Power Rangers when they form the Zord, there's always this montage that brings it together that I envisioned for it that we never did, but it would have. I don't know if it would have cost us money. We could have kept it under, kept it to 10 seconds or whatever.
Yeah.
Carry the one. No.
But the song that I had is if you are a fan of anime, a show called Neon Genesis Evangelion, the theme to that, because it also talks about angels and my guys were Asimars. So.
And we'll pause and insert into audio. Sorry, video people.
And I was going to use the Japanese version but there's a Japanese and English version.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah. Cool. That would be fun. I may have to check that out.
It's good. It's big robots fighting angels, which are just giant monsters.
I really need to start watching more anime.
I need to watch that one specifically. I've heard everybody say that's such a good one.
It is. It's a really good one.
I've heard that one's really good, and Cowboy Bebop's really good.
Cowboy Bebop is good.
I love Fruits Basket. My friends and I had a law. We made a joke religion out of the mom from Fruits Basket, who, spoiler alert, she died before the show started. Don't think that's a spoiler if it's before the show.
True.
No.
But yeah, I need to start watching some, since I'm trying to make my way into the voiceover realm of acting. And here in Dallas,
Funimation's down the street.
we do have Funimation here, so we'll see how that works. I bet all the voiceover stuff that I've done besides the podcast so far has been dubbing for foreign language films. So I've now done a Russian film, a Serbian film, and now a Thai film.
Ooh. Which one's your favorite so far?
I'd probably say, that's tough. But I would probably say the Serbian film was my favorite.
What was it about?
That one was about the Serbian King Peter the First.
He's not the great. He's just the first.
Yeah. It was his like life story of him becoming king and being an old man and going into war. It was a well done movie. It was Serbia's submission to the Oscars, I think, in 2020.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I actually got to voice King Peter the First.
So you have acting chops.
Mm-hmm.
Phillip, you'd been on this podcast before us, but you guys had y'all done anything before, like podcasting or anything before we did this?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Phillip, had you ever before this? Before you joined?
I was an extra in a Gatorade commercial.
Mm-hmm.
I played a giraffe in the 5th grade.
Cool
Also,
play,
also a pirate.
I was always scenery, so you must have had some good acting chops back then.
Well, I don't want to brag, but I blew away the audition right in front of everybody. So
Okay.
I used the voice.
Oh, there we go.
Ah.
Something hilarious, and this is because I can't sing worth a lick. But as a kid, I was in a play, and I played a singing snowflake. That's hilarious on 2 points. 1, everyone knows I can't sing, and 2, my last name, Blizzard. Singing snowflake.
So that's how you got the part.
Yeah,
This kid's
that's how I got the part.
It's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
So were you guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, when we started this, were you guys nervous? Because for the first few episodes, one, not knowing 2 of you at all, and not knowing Gary all that well, I was, for the first few episodes, pretty nervous.
Well, before this, I'd never played D&D, Pathfinder, anything. And then I went from playing like 3 sessions of D&D, and then Gary was like, hey, come do this podcast. And I was like, but I don't even know how to play yet. And he's like, it doesn't matter. Come on.
He's like, hey, you're funny, dude. Come play with us.
Yeah, come play with us. And I was like, oh God. So yeah, I was nervous about knowing the rules of the game, first of all. And then, like you said, not really knowing, you 2 very well. I was very nervous the first couple times.
Yeah, especially because I was like, I had this idea for a character in my head, and I kind of had a voice picked out. And then even doing the voice in the beginning, I was just like, I still feel kind of silly doing it. But especially in the beginning, I was just like, don't look at the camera and just kind of look down and do your voice.
At least you only have to do one voice.
Yeah, it's true.
Gary has to do upwards of 3.
I love when he has conversations with himself. It's hilarious.
The old cast try to make me do that all the time. It's like,
Well,
no.
It was funny when you did it.
Now I think I've got a new mission, is to try to get you to roleplay against yourself. That's. What about you, John?
It happens.
Was I nervous? A little bit. I've actually taught classes, and I was in sales for quite a bit of time. So I'm pretty used to speaking in front of people. However, I turn bright red whenever I do that. And as you guys have seen on camera, when I make a mistake, I turn real red real fast. And everybody, it's a laugh. It's okay. I'm used to it. And I laugh a lot. Just face it.
Eventually tonight, he may match his shirt.
Yes.
I don't think that I was ever nervous because I didn't think anybody would listen to us. Not that I didn't have faith, but just it seems so far-fetched that people are going to pick this up and enjoy what we're putting out. And there are people that do, and it makes me feel good that I've done, I did it, and I did it with confidence. What I don't like is right now. Now you can see me.
It's only the people watching on YouTube.
I was like, going into your point about the voice, I was actually, after we got into the episodes, I was like, man, I should have picked out a cool voice. Like that's kind of what I wanted, so you could differentiate like when you're talking just out of character and then in character. Like I didn't even think about that in the beginning, and then as when Phillip and you were doing your voices and stuff, I was like, dang it, like I should have created a voice for my character. So next, if I die and I create a next character, it's definitely having like a distinct voice.
Oh, nice.
I always like having voices for my characters when I play.
Yeah, it helps with the role, because when you go into regular voice, you say, okay, we're stopped. This isn't real. Because didn't you say, like a long time ago, I remember you saying a rule that when you're talking out of character, you like put your hand on your head or something?
I mean, it's not a rule. It's just what we used to do in one of my old games, because nobody had voices for their characters. So if you were speaking to each other, you would assume whatever you say is in character, unless you do this. And this means I'm talking out of character, so this is me speaking right now, not my character. That way the GM can't take everything you say literally at that point.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because that GM would basically always be listening to what the characters were saying and sometimes use it against you.
That sounds evil.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a trap! No, just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, if you yell that to your party with your hand up on your forehead, then you're fine. But if you yell it out without your hand up there, like, well, you just yelled that out to everyone, so everyone knows where you're at now.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
I also did try to put a hat on whenever I was carried, just so that I could remember. But then I even forgot I was doing that. So
I remember for a little bit when you started, and then you're just like, "Man, this thing's hot."
it was hot. It was one of those, ear flappy,
the
bird
Russian
line things.
Yeah, the Russian ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
they work really well.
Half the time, I forgot Dwarfy's accent.
Poor Dwarfy. Another original, but he wasn't supposed to be a part of this at all.
No, he was
not this book, not the last book or the book before.
Dwarfy was actually a character that I created for the D&D game that I play with John and Keith. Because there was one point like, because I remember asking you about should I play a cleric, because we don't really have a cleric in that game. And so I had already created him. He had a different name, of course. Created him in that. I was like, well, this group needs a cleric. Here's this one that's created. Let me just make him a Pathfinder character.
Wait, no, he didn't. Noel played a cleric.
I brought him in as a NPC that was just in the bar.
Right,
in
yes.
Ravengrow. And then y'all decided to take him with you to Harrowstone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so then I had to scramble to actually create his character sheet in Pathfinder.
He was I enjoyed playing as him, but I mean, it did get really confusing a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I wanted to say something like talk, but I know, oh wait, I'm not the voice. It has to be Gary, so I would always, prod. So what did Dwarfy say? And you would be like, shut up.
Be like, I've got other things to focus on. I don't know what he's saying right now.
Yep.
But he was useful in those times where you guys weren't picking up on a clue from something, and I could have Dwarfy suggest an idea.
That helps, yes.
I do, yeah. I do remember when the first time you did that, I was like, oh, okay, we're stupid. I get it.
Yeah, there's been a few times after Dwarfy died, I'm like, why aren't y'all going that way? Y'all should go that way. No, okay, you're going this way. Okay.
I enjoyed the banter with Dwarfy and my character. That was fun.
That was fun banter.
I was gonna say, I don't know how we got to that point, but it just kind of grew, and then it was like a thing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna roll with this. This is fun.
I think it was a way to get you to talk.
I was gonna say it was because you were rivals and he was a cleric and tagging along, and it made you feel bad.
And they were
Or vice versa.
And they were secretly lovers all along.
That's yeah.
Yeah, that part never quite panned out.
He died prematurely. We couldn't have our love affair completely evolve, you know?
But speaking of Dwarfy, one of the listener questions that I did get was this is one that Andy Tran, one of our listeners here and one of our friends, asked. So what was up with Dwarfy and his plant friends?
Oh.
Was it? I want to say this was probably the answer.
definitely a lot of this.
I mean, that's kind of what the drinks are kind of what made me bring it back. But actually, it's based on when I was playing one of the homebrew games with Richard, and it was Richard, Noelle, Elizabeth, and Richard's brother, and then I think our friend Lauralee was playing in that game too. For some reason, Richard's brother's character just started, like making out with plants in the game.
Huh. Okay. I always thought you got that from the McElroys, because in the Adventure Zone, their dwarf character had a thing for plants too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I remember that now. But no, yeah, Richard's brother, his character started, just hanging out with plants, and there was something about Dwarfy that reminded me of his character, so that kind of became a thing.
I just never knew where it came from. It was out of left field for me. I thought it was alcohol induced, and I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, what? Say what?
It's very possible that originally it was. It's one of those times where, I'm grasping at straws to make something funny, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that episode where, it seemed like we were all a little more drunk than usual, and just kind of, it wasn't very combat heavy, so we were just doing a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, that one was that was after you had left the Stairs of the Moon and were heading to Feldgrau, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you
and
had
me
that
and
kind
Kabal
of
go out shopping.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we did our shopping voices. Remember? Yeah. Yeah.
But
that was a fun episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. That might be my favorite one that we've recorded.
That one was fun. Dwarfy also had his fling with plants at the tavern in Ravengrove too, because I remember that happening then too. So it was a theme for him in this game.
Well, now he's really pushing up daisies
with his penis.
But
he's really happy with it now.
We've
gotten to the root of this problem.
A little higher than the rest.
You see
the root of the problem.
Another thing that Andy Tran suggested is playing Marry, Fuck, Kill with 3 of the NPCs from the game, or at least from the book so far. So he suggests from Ascanor Lodge, the Witchy Lady, the Werewolf Hunter, or the head honcho dude upstairs.
Oh, that's a good one, because I don't want any of them.
I'm going to go with kill the head honcho dude upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck the Witchy Lady, because crazy probably. And then marry the Werewolf Hunter, because he'd take care of me.
See, I would have killed the Werewolf Hunter.
Well then, yeah, tell me yours then, and tell me your reasoning behind him.
Oh, well, kill the Werewolf Hunter because I did not like that guy.
I love Duristan.
Duristan was a tool.
He did backstab us at the end, but
yes,
it's only because he became a werewolf.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so Duristan dead. I would see, now I'm going back and forth. I think I would F the hooker because that's what they do, and I would marry the head honcho because when he dies, I get Ascanor Lodge.
So you got to outlive him, though. Then.
Yeah.
I'm playing the long game.
See, I think what we hear now is Duristan is arguing from the grave that you've made the wrong choice.
I did not. First of all, he was dumb. Oh, yeah, you were dumb.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Okay, so periodically my neighbors' dogs go off, and that sets my dogs go off, and that's what just happened. So, and I was like, "How do I get quickly to the mute button?"
There's apparently no mute button tonight.
You don't need it. I have a problem with trains and helicopters and loud engines. That's what interrupts me. Do you guys have it? I think your daughter interrupts you, Gary.
Yeah. Yeah, I can get her to do a cameo if you want.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for me it's trains if I have anything. Occasionally my dogs will bark, but it's if the dogs next door are barking.
Well, this is my office, and the dogs have decided that this is where we go to work, and we go to work a lot, so they're always here. So, so they hang out with me a lot here. So I can't get rid of them.
Oh, also, don't think you two are going to get out of the Mary F. Kill thing. So let's.
I was trying. Okay, so for me, it would be.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
He's just stuck. Hey Gary, can you get a screenshot of all of us doing that?
Oh
no, he's gone.
He's gone.
He'll be back. But while we're waiting,
Keith.
Yeah, so I'll continue with what he was saying. Definitely head honcho's dead, 100%. Like that dude was just a douche, and I didn't like him. But yeah, I would probably marry the hooker because she seemed like she had a really good business going. So stability there. You, she'd make a lot of money, and then I guess I would sex up the Duristan. Pre
werewolf.
Pre-turning a werewolf, yeah. I don't want to do it afterwards. That's weird, but what if it was like an in-between thing?
Oh, like a half and half, or like he's half transitioning?
Half trans is the beginning of the transition.
So
he just got a little bit more hairy, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, his nose is a little longer. He got pointy ears.
Trying to kiss him and just hit you in the face, like you can't really get in there. Yeah.
Also,
he's just like licking you.
Also, it makes him really good at basketball.
So yeah, you were saying, John. I mean, I know you tried to exit out of Zencastr.
So say
you
didn't want to answer it so bad.
No. I don't know what was going on there. That was weird. But no, for me it was the guy upstairs. Definitely kill him. And for Mary, it's going to be the witchy lady.
Okay.
And for effing, well, yeah, it's going to be Duristan. Because it'd be fun. Yeah. Cats and dogs everywhere.
Oh, so you go post werewolf.
Totally post werewolf. Are you kidding? Are you crazy?
But he's totally into the.
But would you grow in size? Would you grow in size?
Definitely.
Would you be a bigger cat?
Yeah,
that's the only way this works. Big cat. I got big cat energy.
And then the second option for those is, so we've got Duristan, we've got Victor, or we've got Rakis Zadro.
Okay,
so it's three werewolves there.
I am at a loss for the other two. I'm really bad at names.
Rakis is the comedian.
Yeah, he's the bard werewolf. That was the head of the Prince's Wolves. And then Victor
He
is
thought he was
Roderick's
funny and
dad.
not so funny.
He rolled high on his checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he had, yeah.
Lots of dad jokes.
Yeah, I think I would marry that dude.
That's where I'm going to.
I would still kill Duristan.
Get him
Duristan
out!
doesn't last.
No. And I guess
And just
by default, the last one gets effed.
you're banging Roderick's dad.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And that I'll be his new step parent.
Awkward Christmas carols.
Nope. Yep. Nope. I just switched it up. I am marrying Roderick's dad.
Just cuz.
Just cuz.
I think I'd go with, the first way you had it. I'd kill Duristan. I'd, bang Roderick's dad, and then I'd marry Rakis. Because at least he'd be humorous.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go that same way. Well, no. Let me F Duristan, kill Victor. Well, I don't know.
I know.
I
How
feel
can
bad
you
about
kill
doing that.
Roderick's dad? Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad doing that to Roderick.
Well, I mean, you don't know him that well.
Yeah, that's true too. But knowing what happened to Duristan in the end, yeah, I'm gonna kill Duristan, but marry the funny guy.
Yeah. I agree with that.
I mean, and I don't know if I ever mentioned it on air, but Rocky Sadro was basically in my mind played by Jason Statham. So
Oh, now if you say that, hold on. Well, hey.
I don't find Jason Statham that funny, though.
It's like Jason Statham crossed with Rodney Dangerfield.
But not in the way you expect.
right.
You get the humor of Jason Statham and the looks of Rodney Dangerfield.
No.
Are there any other ones? Or are there just the two?
Those are the two that he sent, but if you guys have any others you want to throw out there, and I guess they'd have to be from book 3 since, the rest of these guys don't know the other characters. I was trying to think of any of the others. I mean, there's always like Father Grimborough that you could throw in there because y'all met him at the beginning of the book.
Why?
Philip's face.
I've seen pictures of him. That's not...
But he sounds like Liam Neeson.
It's true.
The worm lady creature from the cave.
The homunculus.
Things I don't want to MFK at all for 2000, please.
I don't know. I might marry the homunculus because he was a cheerleader for that dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So, you'd have a cheerleader in your corner all the time.
And he would never talk back.
That's true.
He wouldn't say nothing. He'd just cheer you on.
They hop out a window when you need.
If he's your homunculus, he can speak to you, but anybody else can't hear him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hi, Drake.
Oh. Well, a little ride or die.
Yeah. And with those, I'm like,
Well, we haven't got a third.
I thought we had him.
We got the spider lady, the homunculus.
And
Zenobia.
no.
Leave Zenobia out of this.
What about the little halfling guy at Ascanor Lodge? I forget.
I don't remember him.
Forget his name.
Is that the teenager that we hated?
No, he was like
When I stabbed?
like the assistant that basically ran the lodge.
Oh, the guy that Carrie got into a fight with?
Yeah, the one that had the really high pitched voice.
And we should have stabbed. Yes. I think we know where we're going there.
He is the most gruesome monster of them all, so he's definitely kill.
What was his name? I forget his name. It started with a B, I think.
Bartholomew.
Because he was a little bitch.
Oh.
I don't know. There were so many names in this. I'm like Phillip, like what Phillip said. I'm like, there are so many names being thrown out. I have no idea who this person is and what his name is.
I try to write them all down in my little notebook and our stuff, but then like as I have more drinks during the episode, my writing gets like less and less legible, and the notes become less frequent.
And for this one, it was harder because you had all the names of all the guests and all the staff and everything at Ascanor Lodge.
Yeah,
That's true.
But his name is Bellic, the halfling
That's
guy.
right.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, with the I apologize, but at this time, I do not have a reservation in your name. That guy.
That's the guy.
Yes.
It was a fun voice to do.
Do we have any other listener questions?
I was trying to scroll through and see if I had any others, but those are the primary listener questions that I see at this time.
So I'll ask a question then. For your characters, what is there an ability that you have that you thought you'd use more that you liked but you have not really used, or you didn't get to use, or you didn't use it as often as you thought you would?
That's a good question.
I actually, Diego has the ability to negate a reflex save. He thought he would be using this way more than he is. He's not. It's just not happening.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was hoping for reflex saves too.
Not a lot of reflex saves in this book.
I'm like, well, darn.
Might have some in later books.
I had a thing called Berlani's Step, where I could move once a day. I could move 5 more feet.
Oh,
That could be useful. I thought the way you started that, I thought you were saying that you had Relaskatox.
Yes, I had Relaskatox.
I'm going to need a definition.
Yeah, that.
It's another Drag Race reference.
It goes back to the drag queen thing. Yeah.
Okay.
It was 3 of the queens, Roxy, Alaska, and Detox, that they kind of formed a clique, and they called themselves Relaskatox.
Okay.
what about Kabal?
Well, I'm supposed to be an inquisitor, so I'm supposed to be like, I have like discern lies and stuff like that. So I thought I would be like just walking up to everybody being like, liar, you lie. But yeah, there was only like that one scene where we were trying to figure out who the people were, or who the killer was in Ascanor Lodge, where we got to interrogate a couple people. But besides that, I really didn't get to use my like that kind of stuff.
I think you tried to use it on Duristan too, I think. And then
Yeah, he just made a
Yeah, but he
save.
kept rolling too high. Yeah, he kept rolling, and I was like, dude.
I had another one, my familiar.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
We didn't even know you had that thing for like we've been playing together for a long time, and then you rip out a bat off your chest.
It's like, where's this bat come from?
Goddamn bat country.
He's Batman.
It's like, I'm Batman.
I mean, for me, it's anytime I don't get to use some of the abilities that would kill you guys faster.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that one fight where we just jumped on and just held a person down and killed them.
Yeah.
So, did you let us do that, or was it just unexpected and you just fell into like a rules? Like, well, you're right. I can't use my hand, so I can't I can't cast spells.
It basically became an unexpected thing that there was nothing that I could do to get out of it. Because the strength of the character wasn't enough to try to break the grapples to get out of anything. So it just worked out in y'all's favor for that one.
Nice.
Which we're probably dumb for not doing that like way more often afterwards.
Well, I did try it. I tried it again, but I think Gary was ready for me. In fact, I was going to try it again in this last battle, but I got dead before I could do it. That's why I grew in size, and I was heading over to you to do just that.
And I figured I would be large to do it.
For me, I think I have something called disorienting maneuver, and it's where I move through an opponent's square, and if I successfully move through their square, then they're disoriented, and I get some sort of bonus to my attack. I think I used it like maybe once or twice the whole time we played.
Is it because you kept getting de-leveled?
That was a big one. That hurt. I think I was down to level 5 at the end there.
Yeah. Because
that was tough. You got the brunt end of all of those spells.
And
man,
it was hard too, because I didn't want you to think that I was like picking on you. It was just you were usually the one that was right there.
Yeah, wrong place, wrong time.
I'm like, well,
yeah,
this spell's gonna go to Xo'bere because you were the last one to attack and you're closest. So
Can I say
a save?
Jerry, can I say it?
What?
Can I say it?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So yeah, no, that was a conversation Carrie and I had. It was like, is he picking on me?
I was like, is he? It's like, did I get targeted? I was like, did I do something wrong?
I was like, no, you're just there.
I was like, I feel
and your rolls
logically
were just
yeah, my rolls were bad too. Well, my saves, my reflex save, like we were talking, I was hoping more reflex stuff because my other saves are kind of terrible. But yeah, it's like logically, I'm pretty sure not. But I was like, you let me know, Phillip. What do you think?
I actually, I mean, I feel like I doled out the curse spells on everybody. They just made their saves.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of different characters that were casting like blindness, deafness on you guys.
Yeah.
But it never took on anybody. Everybody made the saves for that one. It's just, lycanthropy and losing levels and bestowing curse.
Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah, we need to decide what's going to happen with that.
This lycanthropy thing is...
It's apparently it's coming on. It's coming on.
So it will happen soon.
Okay. And actually, this is a good question for me because there is lycanthropy in D&D, and once you turn, you can no longer play that character. So Pathfinder allows it. Is that the way it works?
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So the way it will work, at least for a while, is as he progresses through the levels of lycanthropy, when he turns, I will take over his character while he's in his werewolf form. So he'll have no control over what he does.
Can Gary still roll though?
Well,
because if he's going to be a werewolf, we like those rolls. We like Gary's rolls for that part, especially if he's going to bite us.
It'll just be a party of werewolves. Well, it won't.
I already had it once. I don't want it again.
Diego
I don't want to be a hairy
werewolf because he's immune to disease, so he won't be able to be infected.
Oh,
so is lycanthropy like chicken pox?
Once
you had it, you can't get it back.
It starts as a disease, but then once you turn, after a few days or whatever, after it takes effect, it becomes a curse. So it's one of those it's a double dose thing. So the first I forget how long it is, but I know we've looked it up before. After the first little bit after you get bitten, you can use remove disease to try to stop the disease. But then if you fail to do that, then it's becomes a curse.
Gotcha.
And it's a pretty big curse to get rid of, so it's not like a low level remove curse spell will do it.
So
yeah, so that lady I thought that sold me and Kabal the potions that sold Xo'bere and Kabal something. I was like, okay, we're money. We're good on this.
I mean, you had it to remove the curse of having to roll to see if you got to act.
Yeah, so that's helpful.
So yeah, we leveled up.
So you did.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Yes.
So you guys are now level 9 or 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say everybody knows my stuff, so I don't really have to go.
Can you tell us what you would have gotten?
I don't even know because I didn't even bother to look because it was it's so long ago.
So yeah, what's new at level 9 or 8?
As I say, I can go first because I don't have anything.
You don't have anything?
Nothing changes.
Level
didn't
9
get-
is level
No.
9 is blank. It says nothing.
No feat, no new spells.
I do get feats. That's it. So
So what
But-
feat did you take?
I haven't decided yet. I know I'm gonna go something with I'm gonna continue with my archery stuff, and so I can stay in the back of the room and not get death circled.
It's
But
always good.
but yeah, I haven't decided quite on that one. But yeah, but my power spike was kind of 8 because I could have 2 judgments going on at one time. So I'm happy with that.
But did you get any new spells?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
All right. So you get
So he gets a
a
new
feat
feat.
to be named later.
Yep.
Mhm. We'll
No new spells.
catch back up on
Yep.
that in the next episode. See if you picked your feet by then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roll for your hit points again.
Yep. We'll do
There's
that next
that.
episode. Gary, anything new for level 8 for you?
No, I think I'm gonna go with the same old stuff that I did last time. So
Okay.
So
I
I
don't
got
think
a
I get to
question
pick
about.
again, do I? I figure I just go back to my.
You
my
have a
normal stuff.
change if you want.
Yeah, you could drop some feats, get new ones, or
Right.
does he get to re-roll his hit die, or does he just take what he took last time?
You can re-roll. It's essentially like gaining
wouldn't-
another level.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, Gary.
I was saying, I think I might just keep what I'm doing last time. It's the devil you know. Keith's right.
Let's just see. I rolled a 1, so.
So see,
Yeah. I'm sure I would too. I'm not even going to pull it out. Or the dice. Zing!
But,
Zing, zing, zing.
all right, who's next?
John.
Okay, so for level 9, Diego is going to get improved evasion. So
Ooh,
Nice.
he'll be more elusive.
So your reflex saves are saves now, right?
Well, actually, with a reflex save, previously what would happen is if I failed, I would I would save and I could get a save with that. With level 9, what ends up happening is if I fail a reflex save, I only take half the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And if you succeed, you get
No damage.
No damage.
no damage.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good feat.
I'm also going to get a little bit more of an attack bonus for Flurry of Blows.
How many
And
attacks
did
you
I
out
get
with
some-
flurry blows? Still at 4 attacks?
Yeah, I'm still at 4. Still at 4.
Okay.
That changes at level.
Are we still calling it
11.
Furry of Blows or?
Yes.
I think we should call it Furry. It's Furry of Blows. It's
For him, it's a furry.
Furry of Blows. One of these days, I'm going to have to do this thing as a furry.
Let's put John.
I was gonna say,
episode.
Listeners, please do not Google Flurry of Blows.
It may come up with something you don't like. Too late,
Yeah,
people. Too late.
That might be.
Or you do. We're not going to kink shame.
Yeah, if that's what you're
Never.
into, go
We would
for
never
it.
do that.
No,
Hey.
we're not going to yuck your yums.
Also, and I'm also going to get faster. My movement's going to increase.
Oh,
Be hard to outrun you.
I'll be using all 4 paws. And that's it for me.
All right. So that leaves Phillip. You've got a whole new character.
I've got a whole new character.
All new
That is-
abilities.
Correct. It's so my new character's name is Genoveva Nastasia Ursula de Cascabel.
That's my aunt's name.
These are members of my family.
Yeah.
I took the most Spanish sounding ones.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I've lately been on one of those ancestry journeys like family trees, and I thought,
Oh, cool.
why am I not playing a Hispanic character? All the characters I had were from that region. I was to say the Norway region, but there is no Norway in Galarian. But
Norse adjacent.
Yeah, and that's true for all of the characters that I've played. They've just been
same.
White.
Because you don't really think about
Yeah.
It's always you think about that it's supposed to be set in a fantasy world, which usually implies like medieval times, but then it's like, but it's a fantasy world. It's like there's no.
Well, also there's this. Spain was a huge part of medieval times.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, it was.
and also stuff was still going on in the Americas before.
True.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Sir, I'm with you. Let's do this.
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try, because I'm not a native speaker, but I'm gonna try and use Spanish as one of the languages, because again, this is all fantasy and made up. So one of the languages I speak is Spanish adjacent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if Rogic can be Russian adjacent, I think.
Very true.
Yeah, very true.
The classes that I have, I've got two because I love to multi-class. I have one level of Cavalier. My character is again taking it back to He-Man, based on Teela from He-Man, who was captain of the guard. So I wanted some military type levels, and then sorcerer for the rest of my levels, which you think would be terrible because sorcerers have 6 hit die. And you're right, that's terrible. I'm going to try and be a Eldritch Scrapper, which is a magic person that fights. And the archetype that I took for the Cavalier is called a Saurian Champion, and they get to have a dinosaur mount. That's why I chose it, because I wanted a dinosaur mount.
That's cool.
And the
might I suggest that as we all die off, we all pick that as our subclass so that we can all ride dinosaurs?
Then what is this? Dino Riders?
Yes. Dino Riders. I had so many of those.
I loved those things.
One thing that we've not ever done that I think we should and we need to do is pick out a name for our group. Like something.
The mongooses. The fighting mongooses.
Or the what?
Before we get there, okay, Phillip, how should we address your character? Is it Genny, or how should we pronounce it?
Or do we find this out in game?
Or do we find it
I
out
think
in game?
I've said the name, but yeah, you can her friends call her Genny.
Okay.
Which is short for Genoveva, which is in English would be Genevieve.
Oh, okay. All right.
So Genny for short. But yeah, that's that. I mean, I don't expect you to. In fact, how about we do this? Why don't you say her name? Genoveva Nastasias Ursula de Cascabel.
I can't remember all that. I could probably say it.
A lot slower.
Absolutely not.
Put it in the chat.
You're gonna have to put it in the chat, and the cat is going to have a problem with this.
Something Cascabel.
Yeah.
My
That's about
fang
what I
is
got.
going to get in the way. Cascabel. Genoveva? I can do the Genoveva.
Do you guys have new characters on deck, or at least thinking about, so in case you guys die? No.
I don't yet, but
After last session, I'm considering putting one just in case.
Okay, so Genoveva Nastasia Ursula de Cascabel.
No, Ursula.
Ursula.
Oh, yeah.
Ursula.
Nastasia Ursula de Cascabel.
That would be South Spain, I think.
Well, I got so the first 3 names, those are familial, and the Cascabel is actually because my my sorcerer is of the Serpentine bloodline. That is the Latin name for rattlesnake.
Ah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like the pepper with the.
Yes, that is what it is named, a cascabel.
Yeah.
And that's how it got its name. It could because
Yeah.
it resembled the rattler on a rattlesnake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So that's me. So there's actually 3 of us. There's myself. There is my dinosaur, Pablo Picoso, and I have
Someone we
another
haven't met yet?
familiar. I've got another familiar.
Is he a
That's
bat?
part of. No, it is a viper,
Oh.
and that one I just named Chula, which cutie.
Velociraptor. No, just kidding.
Only if it's a velocitaptor.
I do like velocitaptors. I love the velocitaptors.
Now that you say that, I can see. It reminds me of Jurassic Park when it tapped claw on the ground, just rhythmically now.
Yep. Yeah, one of the last shows I did was a spoof of Jurassic Park called Triassic Trek, and the velociraptors in that were velocitaptors, and so they tap danced.
They did.
Yes, they did.
That's awesome.
That was such a fun show. Our T-Rex was played by a person in one of the inflatable T-Rex costumes.
And it was at a place where we could throw popcorn at him.
It was.
That place.
That's not going to happen in 21. No popcorn
Actually,
throwing.
They're bringing back shows, so they might let you throw popcorn there.
They're not to the stage where they can let you throw popcorn yet. They said that they will have something eventually.
That was always super fun. Was being able to. I mean, it just provides a cool environment to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now that we're moving to a new level and stuff, what are your guys? Do you guys have like stuff in mind for the future of your character, like what you want, like goals and stuff to be, or?
Well, this character that I just created is actually, like yours, a retread of the very first character that I built.
Okay.
When I first built it, I knew nothing about the system. Gary helped me do it, but I still didn't know a lot, so he would get mad.
No.
But now I have a better handle on it. I know where I want to. I think I know where I want to go. So it's just a retread. In fact, I'm using. I know I get new dice for every new character, but I decided to use my original dice. So going all the way back.
So that's what that meant.
Yeah. I change dice every time I get a new character, and I don't like using, how people, if they're rolling poorly, will grab another die. That's not who that's for. That's my thought.
Nice.
I'll do that as a GM. If my dice are, they suck, I'll throw it across the room and grab a new one.
I have retired dice because they became cursed. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Or at least put them in dice jail.
Yes.
These ghosts out of my dice.
But no, in fact, the dice that I use for GMing this game, I picked up the D20 out of a bin at Madness Comics and Games, and I rolled it.
Of that store.
And the first roll was a natural 20. So I'm like,
Ooh.
I'm buying these dice. And it was just like in a bin of just D20s. And so instead of just picking out individual dice from there, I just found one of the boxes that matched the set and then switched out the D20.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
This is my Obsidian D20. I just recently got this one. It is so black.
Do the numbers glow?
No. The
Ooh,
numbers are they're just a little the numbers are polished. So they're shiny. The rest of the die is rough, so it's dark. So it's just obsidian. Dark.
So we're gonna hear John just be like, and I rolled a
Hold on. Light, please.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly,
okay.
exactly.
These are the ones I use.
Oh, that's nice.
Blue and black with the red.
Let me see which ones, if I can pull out the ones that fail me on every day.
Nice red.
Okay, here we go.
Ah, nice red.
Yeah, red and purple.
I got just a nice
red
little
and blue.
Mhm.
Yeah, just a blue with a little bit of white and streak in there.
But
That's
I mean,
cool.
I got orange and blue. That's my
Ooh,
nice.
multicolored. I like the multicolored ones. Hey.
Oh, you know what, John? Put your dice tower in the camera. We haven't. I don't think we've ever showed. I've never seen it
We
like
haven't-
close.
Yeah, no, the listeners haven't met your dice tower.
yeah.
This is my dice tower.
Do you have a name for her?
Doom.
That and adding in the metal dice.
Yes. That was a metal dice. This is the
Clickety
obsidian.
clack.
The obsidian dice is a little not as loud.
Yeah, I didn't have the oomph.
Yeah, I've
the
just
metal
gotten
one
so
does.
used to
Nope.
that loud,
Yeah.
humble.
Yep. And seeing the sound wave when I'm editing, I'm just like, oh, here comes.
Yeah,
Here
Here
comes
it
the
comes.
metal.
I'm like, I'm gonna
that's
have
two
to,
things
I've
with-
actually, yeah, I copied it and paste the thing once I shrink it. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, editing the sound, you always know when John is rolling a die, and you always know when he's laughing.
Yep.
Like
There it goes.
Yeah, I seriously, I want to take his laugh and put that on a T-shirt. Just the
I need a
waveform of the
tattoo.
laugh.
Yeah, right across there.
You could put it on his T-shirt, like underneath the graphic of his character's T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
Oh, there we go.
there you go.
That's a great idea.
Have to edit that in. So
There you
yeah,
go. That's my laugh.
anything else you want to cover before we wrap up this episode?
Yeah. What are your expectations for the next book?
Yeah, that's good.
Well, for me, I expect
You
y'all
guys get
to-
smarter.
I expect there to be a lot of clues that y'all miss, and so far I've kept up my average of at least killing one character per episode. I mean, not per episode, per one character per
That's
book.
a lot.
So I'd like to keep that up.
I wouldn't.
So you're saying I should go ahead and prepare my next character?
I mean, with the way I roll, it's always smart to have a backup, and that is
true.
something I do not fudge the rolls. I mean, y'all have seen me in some of these episodes with like the werewolves where I'm rolling like 3s for the entire episode.
As I said, we had a whole entire episode where we were fighting werewolves. Where I don't think you hit one person.
I did not. And then I
Yeah,
have
that
other
was at the
episodes
tower.
I have other episodes that it's like every third roll's a 20.
Critical hit.
Yeah. And I get it. You roll more, so you're going to hit more 20s, but it's still frustrating when you hit those 20s, especially when it's your turn. Yeah, you're the one getting hit.
I mean, y'all hit me with 20s a lot too. Just half the time y'all don't confirm them.
Yeah,
True.
sadly.
But I mean, the more that I roll, I also have more of a chance of rolling ones too. So
True, but you don't. So
But I
get
say-
on that.
Wait a minute. Now that you say that, that's the way it should work, but it doesn't.
I have fumbled quite a few times, but
Yeah, no, I'm just messing around.
But you don't confirm them.
I mean, I can't help it that my dice like me. Which, I mean, for this game works really great in my favor. But there are other games like Axis and Allies where the goal is to roll low. And I am
Oh, I do love
terrible
that game.
at that game because I roll
Yes.
high. It pisses
Keith,
me
you play
off.
Axis and Allies? I see you shaking your head over there. Oh, okay.
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I've
I was
seen
gonna
it
say.
at the comic book store. And then I asked to see it one time, and then I got the warning that this is a very long game.
Yeah,
yes.
we used
Is
to
it
play
true?
it
It's very long.
back in the day, and it'd take us days.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's war strategy, and it
Yes.
is a very
Is
long
it-
game. It's one that you will play for a while, leave it set up, and then come back to it and finish it later.
That.
Is
Yeah.
it like Risk?
Yes,
but I think it's more fun.
Yes, it's more in
It's
depth.
more involved than Risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable. There's a lot of strategy behind it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I get frustrated with it because of the rolling.
It's taken me a while to get used to the game, but it's gotten better from when I first played it years and years ago.
Actually, he's been in real war, back in World War One.
You shouldn't say that. He's got a weak heart, you guys.
No, actually, my dad was in World War II, so so I couldn't be in World War I.
Yeah.
So, right, you guys, for this next book, do you guys have anything you're working on or looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to playing a new character, getting into a different mindset.
This character now is actually bypassing where the previous character that I based it on got to. So this is actually going to be new territory for me from going forward. So that'll be actually kind of cool. So it's all new stuff.
So, I mean, book 1 we had haunted prison. Book 2 we kind of had like Frankenstein's monster kind of thing. Book 3 we had werewolves. What do y'all expect going forward?
Well, I mean, you've already told us.
Yeah, I've hinted at what it is, but what are you expecting out of that?
Well, from a Cthulhu book, water.
Ooh, tentacles.
Tentacles.
Tentacles, yes. Wet kitty, no.
Man, yeah. It seems like it gets scarier with like a Cthulhu type thing going.
I am wondering if we're going to fight a colossal monster. We haven't fought anything that's like 20 times, humongous. And when you say Cthulhu, I think of that. I think
was the
spider lady?
The spider itself, like the giant tarantula, wasn't it like gargantuan?
Oh, that's true. It was
that
gigantic.
was big. Yeah.
It's like pretty much the entire room.
Okay, you're right. I forgot about her.
I did too.
But like y'all haven't fought like a colossal red dragon or anything like that.
Right. That's more what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, I think it'd be just popping us like Tic Tacs.
Mm-hmm.
New character.
I still remember
that
having
new character now.
I used to have them like the mini for a colossal red dragon. It's not very many.
Yeah, right.
Because it's
is it just a dragon toy, basically,
but it's still huge. Because I forget how big colossal is.
Because there's diminutive, small, medium, large, giant, colossal.
That's my shirt size.
Giant or colossal?
I mean, it goes
both.
Fine,
Giant,
diminutive,
hey.
tiny, small, medium, large, huge, gargantuan, and colossal. So it is 64 feet by 64 feet.
It's pretty big.
That is big. Yeah, 64
Yay.
feet.
Yep. Because a medium creature takes up a 5-foot square. Colossal takes up 30 feet.
Could you imagine a 6-foot story building just attacking you? Or 6-story building?
It's Godzilla versus King Kong.
True.
On that note, I think that's a good place to wrap up this episode 97.
Well,
I don't believe
I want to say one thing for you guys though is it's been awesome starting this during a pandemic because this has been one thing that in a weird year I've always had to look forward to. And meeting the two new people like John and Keith, it's been awesome. So just wanted to say that.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, you're drunk.
It's
A little
good
bit, but no, I'd actually I want to show you.
I actually
had
can't
this
wait to
written
meet her
down.
live.
I had this written down before I got drunk, so I had that thing to say in the beginning. and I'm just now getting to say it. So yes, I have enjoyed playing with you guys, and it has given me something to look forward to during this pandemic.
Yes, I'm really. I will reflect that sentiment and saying thank you for letting this continue. Without you guys, it would have ended.
Yeah, it's been something to look forward to.
The listeners.
Thank you for listening. Yep. It's keeping us going and keeping us continuing with this. We appreciate every one of you.
But we do appreciate it. It's when we started this thing back in 2019, I didn't necessarily expect us to get this far, honestly. I wanted to, but I didn't expect it to actually happen. So the fact that we're already approaching episode 100 is mind-blowing to me.
Can't wait for that syndication money.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time Phillip told me that he was doing a podcast. Basically, it was, paying Pathfinder, and I goofed on him. And then I was like, I'm only doing it because I'm secretly jealous. And here I am.
You're on the podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we really went into it, though, at any point. You mentioned before that it was weird for you to join the podcast because you had listened all the way up to that point.
Well, that too, yeah. I was just nervous in the beginning, but yeah, before I've said it was weird because I'd listened, and it was something that I was a fan of, and it was weird because listening to it, and I kind of knew what was going on, and I always listened to it at home or wherever. I was like, oh, I would have said this or I would have done this and blah blah blah. And then when I'm in this situation, I'm like, what's going on?
Now what do I do?
Yeah.
So true. So true. But yeah, listeners, be ready for us to get to that episode 100. We will start with episode 98. We'll start book 4 next episode. So it'll be 2 weeks for at least the temporary run. We will be switching to a bi-weekly release schedule just to help us get caught back up and manage our busy lives for a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Oh, and if you got any drinking game ideas for episode 100 when we're all in person, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it'll be our first live appearance. I never met Gary, so it'll be cool.
So we are planning to do episode 100 live and in person. Well, I say live. We'll be doing it in person for us.
In person.
We will be editing the episode. It will not be a live episode. We're not quite ready for that yet. But
you're drunk.
But anyway, that's something to look forward to, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
All right. Bye, guys.